Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. And definitely have some things to talk about today.
Yes, sir.
And I do want to get right into the show. But before I do that, I just want to ask the guys how they're doing today, see if they're great with their mental health. So, Matt, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. You know, ready to pod. Another good day, man.
Wonderful. Rad, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Can't complain. Another day to breathe air. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I'm doing great.
Shout out to Breathing Air.
Shout out to breathing air.
Absolutely. Shout out to Breathing Shout out to Breathing Air. We definitely appreciate that everybody's breathing air. If you are breathing air, that means you are alive. So shout out to everybody that's alive out
That's
there.
what I was trying to say. There you go.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
you know
No, for sure. And let me just say this, overduebillspod.com, overduebillspod.com. All your content, all your merch needs, whatever you need it, you can find it at overduebillspod.com. The season is starting. Everybody's in hoodie. Clearly, we live in Buffalo, New York. It's hoodie season. It seems that way. I mean, the weather said it's going to change this week, but at least today it's 1,000% hoodie season. Like, I went outside, like, it's actually cold out here. So please get your hoodies, man. Get your Overdue Bills merch, man. Go to overduebillspod.com. We'll send it out effective immediately. Get your hats, beanies, all those things right now. Get ready now for the season. You don't want to do it when the season comes. All right. So shout out to Buffalo fan base. We appreciate everybody on all of our platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So share, like, rate, and review, subscribe, do those amazing things so we can get to the top of the charts. People can watch the replay if they need to watch the replay. All those amazing things, right? We appreciate every fan. Appreciate all of you, y'all. So shout out to y'all. Y'all the winners of the show. But with that being said, let's get into the show, y'all. Y'all know how we do it. Quick question of the day. I had Rad put this in there. And I want to ask the question, is this the best thing ever? And what I mean by that is, I'll preface it. Is this the best thing to happen to the Bills? And the question is, and listen, we are not a proponent of people getting injured. You know, we pray that everybody's healthy. But is it the best thing that Mitchell Trubisky got injured and he's not I'm asking the question. It's not okay. Shout out to Mitch. I want Mitch to be healthy, but I'm asking you, Matt. Like, was Mitch the answer? I'm just listen. We're in preseason. We're asking questions that really don't matter. That if it actually matters, our season is actually worse than really what it should be. If Mitchell Trubisky is honestly in games in the regular season, that's a problem, right? We can all agree on that point. Like, our season is over if Mitch ever got in the game. So I'm going to ask you, Matt. How can I phrase this without being insensitive? Should Mitchell Trubisky have been the backup at any point in history? I'll just throw that to you.
I mean, he showed to be a serviceable backup. The last go around before he went to Pittsburgh, right?
No,
obviously,
I do not remember that.
I don't think it's the worst thing. I mean, I don't think it's the best thing that he got injured, but I mean, obviously, there is a glaring need for a backup quarterback. But I know we've said it before. Obviously, most of our seasons they always, they're relying on Josh. So if Josh goes down, it doesn't really matter who we have behind him. There's not really a 1A. There's not really a B, a backup plan. In this sense, I think our season is done if there's no Josh anyways. So I'm not really too worried about the backup position because obviously we got Josh.
Well, for me, last week our quick question today was, should we have a better backup? It was quite that frank. I was like, yo, what I seen, I know, because Bean went out and got Trubisky fast. That was one of his first people he got in the offseason. He knew how cheap it was. He knew he wanted to spend less in that area. So I get it. I understand that point. But I mean, we seen Cleveland had Joe Flacco, right? We seen, I think Kansas City, they got Carson Wentz, right? Like, I think Miami got Mike White. Like, some people, it's some good backups out here that I thought we could have tried to go figure out, and to go with Mitch, and we know Mitch is not good. Like, we know for a fact Mitch isn't good at all. It was a little like, is it the best thing? I'm happy. I saw some reports that we trying out quarterbacks. Obviously, we should. Mitch is hurt, so we're gonna need a backup. But yeah, I'm even of the mindset, man. Draft a 6th or 7th rounder every year to find that backup. I don't care. Like, let's find a decent backup and not try to get a Mitch Trubisky. Now, like I said last week, if Josh Allen ain't playing, we probably not good at all, because he's literally elite, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This is a Josh Allen offense. Mitch Trubisky is terrible. But still, you want somebody serviceable that's just not seeing ghosts. That's that can read a defense, that can read and react and let the ball go. And he cannot do none of that. He's a bad quarterback, and I would be okay if he never have a Bills jersey on again, to be honest with you. But he probably is. But last week I knew he wasn't good. He's just not good at football. It's not there.
Let me say this. When people shout out to my cousin, how many good backups is it in the league? It's a few. It's actually serviceable people. And I'm gonna keep it a stacked bundle. The Ravens, for whatever reason, I like how the Ravens have their backups. Well, what I mean by that is they have someone who is obviously not like the starter in Lamar Jackson, but he's the prototype. You get what I'm saying? And granted, why can't we find somebody who's a prototype Josh Allen? Obviously, there is no other Josh Allen.
I mean, Mitch.
We got to stop saying that.
I'm just saying.
Let me say this. If Mitchell Trubisky is a prototype Josh Allen, then Josh Allen is worse than we actually thought.
I don't think
that's bad.
To his point, I know
that's not good. Like, at least Lamar Jackson prototype was serviceable.
I mean, Ryan Tannehill out there still, right? We could bring Ryan Tannehill in.
You know who I was thinking about?
Ryan Tannehill.
What was the kid from the Vikings? Kid that ruined some fantasy games. Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
He in San Fran.
Is he?
Yeah, he's San Fran backup.
Oh man, my bad. Shout out to Josh Dobbs.
I think Tannehill out there, but even to Jaheim's point, I'm not talking about good backups, but we don't have to have the worst backup. I think Mr. Trubisky is probably the worst backup. We saw him in Pittsburgh multiple times. He got benched from Mason Rudolph. Like, what we talking about? He's terrible. So it's over for him, bro. He's trash.
And we're gonna move on from the topic because this is a mute point. But why couldn't we go after a fifth, throw a 5th round for the kid from San Fran, the kid that got traded to Dallas? What was his name?
Trey Lance? No, he's terrible too. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Cuz trash. Yo, it's over for Cuz.
Mitchell Trubisky is trash.
Yo, Trey Lance is on Mitchell Trubisky level, bro. He trash. Yo, Trey trash.
Listen. Back up.
Yo, go get Tannehill, bro. It's that simple. Go get Tannehill.
I'm not with Matt. I'm not with Rad on that. But
Tannehill.
Let me say this. I don't even know I don't know what he's doing right now. But let me say this.
Tannehill, bro.
I would rather get Joe Flacco than Tannehill. But let me say
Joe
this.
Flacco is backing up somewhere.
My point.
I forgot where, but he backing up somewhere.
This is all I'm trying to say. When it comes down to this, it doesn't matter because we want Josh Allen to play. But the only thing about backups is they never matter until they honestly matter. And it happens. The Chad Henne, like we've seen this in big spots where we just need something serviceable. Because obviously, if our starting quarterback is gone, our season is donezo. Even in the playoffs, like we have nothing to hope for. But if it's just like a tweener, a roll ankle, where we just need to put somebody back into it, like I understand that everybody that we're naming, they have a place, but that's the issue. That's what we're saying. Like, they actually should have been here. It
The
should have been
Jets-
some proactiveness. Like that's all I'm saying.
The Jets, they got Tyrod. I would have brought Tyrod back.
Shout out
Bring
Tyrod.
Tyrod back, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, to how fast he went to go get Mitch was like, bro, he's terrible. I mean, I don't know. I get the you don't want you want your backup to be like none the wiser, just somebody in the back. But bro,
You can
he's
have good
the worst.
backup if you
But
have a
he's
great
the worst
quarterback.
backup in the league. It's just he's terrible.
Listen. Shout out
Him
shout
and
out
Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter backing up Arizona. I think Kyler.
That's insane. But shout out to all the backups. Pause. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to all the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody in the comments. Y'all know the vibes. All right, let's get into the show. I wanted to kind of piggyback on this, and I want to go to Matt for our injury report because we actually have more injuries even today that we need to talk about even before we get to the Steelers game, because I have a lot to say about the Steelers game. I went to work and I was I was so upset when I got to work today because somebody said something about the Bills referring to the Steelers game, and it really sent me to another way. So I have a lot of thoughts on that, but we're going to do that at the end of the show. Those of you who do not know, that's called a teaser. All right, but Matt, I'm going to go to you for the injury report. Lay it out since we've already talked about Mitch Trubisky. So Matt, what's up?
Yeah, so at the end of practice today, McDermott, he kind of laid out guys that are going to be out a couple weeks. Obviously, you got big one, Matt Milano. He's out till December, indefinitely with the bicep, surgery or whatever he had. Then you got Mitch Trubisky with the knee out multiple weeks. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
MVS.
He had that neck injury in the game. He definitely looked, guys. They're like, damn, this is over. Like this is way worse than it needs to be. So that was one of those. And then a guy who I know challenge, man, is Quentin Morris. He's going to be out for multiple weeks with a shoulder. I know he had some injuries in camp, and then I guess he re-aggravated another injury during the game against Pittsburgh. So that tight end room where the competition's definitely tight. He got himself out of there for right now, injury wise. Then you got guys that are week to week. You got DeMar Hamlin with the hamstring, Curtis Samuel with turf toe, and Balin Spector with the calf injury. But to some I guess a silver lining, you had Mike Edwards and Cole Bishop doing some walkthrough today, so that maybe have some guys coming back from the injury report as opposed to going on it. So I like that.
Listen. I'm trying to get some reins on this show, but I do want to piggyback to the injury report, and also highlight some things on the game. I'm trying to figure out which one we should do, but I think we should do that after. So y'all heard the injury report. We wanted to update people on that. We will piggyback to it, but I do want to get into the game because I know people want to talk about the game. There are a lot of things that have been said about the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We had an awful showing against the Chicago Bears. McDermott said it's not Buffalo football, so on and so forth. Not the culture we want to build, but clearly it was, since that's how we played. But that's neither here nor there. So we play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the, I guess, sentiment coming out of the Pittsburgh Steelers game is the defense. I mean, it's a bounce back game for the Buffalo Bills, this and that. So everybody in the comments, I need you in the comments, especially in our Twitter comments. Shout out to everybody out there. I want to know 2 takeaways from the game. If you can give me 2 legit takeaways from the game, we're going to put them up on the screen. So the YouTube comments, Twitter comments, Facebook comments, let us know 2 takeaways from the game. We're going to talk about them. And I'm going to start with Matt first. Matt, if you could give me 2 preseason takeaways from the game, it could be either a player you want to highlight or a specific part of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, whatever the situation is. I want 2 takeaways from the game.
2 takeaways from the game. I know I talked about it again in the group chat, and Ante mentioned it as well. Greg Rousseau, man, contract year. He's starting fast. I mean, obviously it's preseason, but he had a very, very big showing in a very small amount of snaps, 2.5 sacks, a lot of pressure. He threw Broderick Jones on that one sack. He's looking like he's ready out of the gate, and I like to see it. I guess the entire D line. You have Solomon that came in, the rookie that we drafted. He got a sack. He looked like he's going to get some reps on the D line as well. So I'm a big promise out of the D line. I like that. I'm only going to give that takeaway from the game because everything else I don't think it's worthy to talk about.
Wow. Rad.
I can highlight another one. I guess I'll go again after everybody's done because they might talk about what there's not much to go off of, so I don't want to steal too much.
No, Matt, please go.
I guess the other takeaway, obviously Milano going down. We had, we were looking at the linebacker position. Terrell Bernard was a late scratch from the game, just like Josh. The weather. McDermott wasn't trying to take any chance, so we saw a lot of reps out of Dorian Williams and Joe Andreessen, the Lancaster kid. Got a lot of praise from the national scouting media that break down the game film. He showed a lot, man. He looked fast out there. Dissecting the play early, looked pretty good early against the one. So that's some positive as well.
John coming in hot. John coming in hot.
I see him. Our takeaways, obviously, local kid, right? UB walk on. I think clearly McDermott and that defense know how to coach up linebackers, right? I think the linebacker position looked real good. How do you say his name? Andrew? How you say it, Matt?
Joe Andreessen.
Andreessen,
yeah.
Mr. Andreessen. Shout out to Mr. Andreessen. He looked good. We'll see how that go. We'll see how that go. I like the Ray Davis. I think Ray Davis had a little pop. You know what I'm saying? If anything happened to James Cook, I think Ray Davis can definitely take over that position. I'll be confident. And he could catch. He a 3-down back, right? And he's shifty. I think he's ready to play right now. I think he's gonna get some snaps. I think he's gonna get the ball. I think he's a good backup. I like that. And Mitch Trubisky, I mean, we talked about already. He's terrible. So hopefully we find another backup to replace that. And the offense looked at pedestrian because how bad I don't. We talked about how he said Keon can't get open, but I mean Mitch is throwing you the ball. It doesn't matter. So I can't take anything from the offense when Josh Allen's not playing or somebody as bad as Mitch is playing. So that's my biggest takeaway. The offense is null and void for me until we get a quarterback back there that can throw passes.
I want to pose this question to everybody. And I just want to ask everybody in the comments. Have you ever lost a fight to a worthy opponent and then the next week you tied with a lesser opponent? Has that ever happened in your life?
What?
Like you went up against somebody who was a worthy opponent, right?
Okay.
And you lost really bad. And then the next time you had a fight or a game or whatever, it was with a lesser opponent that you were supposed to beat by 20, and then you actually tied with them. Has that ever happened?
No.
Matt?
No, not tied, no.
Y'all both lying because it has happened. But anyways, I said that to say, I honestly said that to say, like, I don't take anything away from what I just watched. And I say that to say, granted, it's preseason. It is an NFL team. But at the same time, like, why didn't Groot or Russo do anything against the Bears? I'm just asking for a friend. Like, if he was so good, then do it against good people. Don't do it against bad people. You know what I'm saying? Like, Russell Wilson is a bad quarterback. We know that. That's just a fact. Steelers have a bad offensive line, have had it for a very long time now. Like, and so my issue is like, you're doing things against, granted, albeit it is an NFL team, but it's not a good NFL team. And I don't like that. Like, it rubs me the wrong way that we can even take anything. And that's what rubbed me the wrong way when I went to work.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are a playoff team.
Let me say this. Can I say this? Can I speak? He was like, yo, man, the defense was good. Yo, what are we talking about? We just played a bottom 5 offense, y'all. Like, we literally played a bottom 5 offense. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's not endearing to me. That's not good to me. That's not like all I'm saying is that we have this issue with the Buffalo Bills, even in the regular season. It's the teams who we need to beat We don't beat the Bears. A flashy team came in and spanked it.
It's preseason.
We
bro.
go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, are we
and
calling the Bears who haven't done a regular season snap? Are we calling them a flashy team now? A non-playoff team?
They have a legit quarterback in Caleb Williams. We know that facto. They have 3 wide receivers. Their worst wide receiver is better than our best wide receiver. That's a legitimate fact. We can all agree on that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it a stack. Like, let's keep it all a bundle. And they have a way better linebacker than we do. Facto. We saw we could not run. We gave him away. Come on,
stop talking, bro. You.
I'm just being.
Okay, all right. Are we trying to let you go? I'll be trying to let you do your thing. So you just be chatting. Now we got to stop the chat. No, I take Bernard over Edmonds any day.
Did you do that?
We doing it. We did it.
Bean
did it too. Bean did it too.
God bless you.
And let's be like, and we have the biggest weapon in Josh Allen. Josh Allen is better than Caleb Williams today, tomorrow, and next year.
Couldn't score.
What are you talking about? 2 drives, bro?
I'm calling a spade a spade.
2 drives. He barely don't want to play. I don't care. For me. I am on a team of the Sean McVay tree as far as I don't care if any starter ever play a preseason game ever again. It does not matter. All I want to do is show up and to not get hurt. The objective of a preseason game for most starters is to get out clean.
Can I say something?
That's the objective. So I don't care.
Why does Pat Mahomes play preseason though? Then tell me that. Why does the greatest quarterback of all time play in preseason games? I'm just asking for a friend.
It's prerogative.
He played a couple drives. It was nice to see. If it was raining and the field was in bad shape, you think Andy would have put him out there? No.
Yes, because he's a gamer. I don't think so. He's a gamer. Listen, we try to mimic the practices of people who are successful. Yes or no? That's what I try to do. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback we've ever seen since Joe Montana, since Tom Brady. Why is Josh Allen not doing everything he's doing? That's all. I'm just asking for a friend, everybody. I'm only asking.
What is he doing differently besides not playing
everything? Not winning Super Bowls, not playing in preseason games. I mean, it just seems like everything.
Well, the biggest thing is he don't got the coach that he has. He don't have Andy Reid, who's probably the top 2-3 coaches of all time.
Okay, so let's answer.
How about that one? Let's start with that.
Should we fire Sean McDermott? Let's answer that. Answer that question. Should we? Everybody in the comments, we need to answer this question.
I don't even know what to say.
All right.
I don't know what to say. What you're talking about?
We're not a serious team anymore. The Buffalo, listen, I'm going to get on my soapbox. We're going to move. The Buffalo Bills, we're moving away from the preseason game, y'all. We're going to talk a little shop. I don't think the Buffalo Bills is a serious team anymore. And I'm just being honest. I think we've gotten lackadaisical. I think it showed in our first preseason game. That was the most unacceptable performance I've ever seen in my entire life. Sean McDermott prides himself on culture. He prides himself on playing hard. That was terrible. What I seen was god awful, which showed me that nobody is on their P's and Q's. As a matter of fact, I got inside information. We are no longer a team. This is everybody for themselves. I got that on good authority. I was listen, I'm not going to tell you where I was at when I heard it, but I'm telling y'all from the horse's mouth, the Buffalo Bills is no longer a close-knit team anymore. Everybody is for themselves. They're for their own money. They're for their own push. They're for their own families. Shout out to that. I'm not saying take care of your family, but there is no more like camaraderie anymore.
And what happened? What was the loss? Diggs left?
I'm not going to necessarily say just Diggs leaving, but I think it's just listen, you can say what you want to say about that. That's a fact. That is a legitimate fact. What I'm hearing is,
for those
I'm just being honest.
Last week.
What I'm hearing is it's a culture of staleness. That Sean McDermott's voice is getting stale with the players, right? And him Galvin. I'm just telling you what I heard from the horse's mouth, y'all. Somebody plugged in a starter. If y'all like if y'all want to, I'm not gonna give away everything, but he's legitimate. He's a starter and he plays on the offense. I'm gonna keep it a stack. And we may or may not have talked about it on the show multiple times, but that's all I'm gonna give. That's all I'm gonna give.
Snitching like you hear?
No, we don't know. I mean, we talked about a lot of it. Like,
no,
Josh, could it not be? You don't know. But my point is the team is really not in the best place, and I think we need to highlight that, and it has to start with Sean McDermott. That's all I'm saying. Matt, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I obviously you got your sources, whatever, man. But at the end of the day, it is the preseason. It's like AI. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice, bro. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it until we play Arizona week 1. We're John McDermott. He already said we're done seeing starters, so we're not going to see him this week anyways. So we can go ahead and hurry up.
Did we ever see them
this week?
Did they do anything?
I don't care if we don't see him. I really don't. I want to see a lot of Keon Coleman, a lot of guys that need more reps. I want to see a lot of that. I don't care if I don't see any of the actual starters this week. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. And for once again, this is a Josh Allen's team. Josh Allen played 2 drives this preseason, and our offense looked terrible. Like Mitch Trubisky was playing, bro. You telling me the offense is playing hard for Mitch? No, bro. Your source, I'm pretty sure he mad that Mitch was in the game too, bro. It's over. I'm not judging nothing that Mitch was in. Period. Josh Allen gonna come against Arizona. Josh Allen is elite, top 2-3 quarterback in the entire league. When he plays, everything shifts, changes. Period. You cannot judge this team. You cannot. I don't care what happened. What you talking about? You cannot judge this team off preseason that no real starter want to play in the preseason, bro. The Patriots, one of their punishments is if you do something bad during practice, he gonna make you play. He gonna make the starter play in preseason. That's one of the consequences for misbehaving in practice or something like that. So most people do not want to play in preseason, bro. It's quiet.
No.
I don't care what nobody talking about. People hurt. Curtis Samuels hurt. Mitch got hurt. People get hurt. MVS got hurt. Nobody want to come out for a meaningless game. It's quiet. I don't care.
I disagree with that vehemently. There are players who definitely want to play preseason. And I'll say this
starters.
Again. Pat Mahomes
starters.
Plays preseason. He played preseason games. Pat Mahomes does. So you can say whatever you want to say, but you can say that, but I'm telling you, the one who actually wins rings plays. So you're wrong. I'm always right. I'm always on the side of right if Pat Mahomes is playing. Once Pat Mahomes stopped playing, then we can have that conversation. But let me say this, since we're talking about it doesn't matter. Are we ready to say this right now going into the season? Because I know we like to engage in hyperbole about our team. Oh my God, we got Josh Allen. Yes, we do have Josh Allen. But I think we need to be honest about what we have on our team. And I'm going to just ask everybody this. Sean, we talked about the backup situation. Mitch Trubisky is the worst quarterback of all time. And hopefully we can get somebody who's a prototype to Josh Allen. We do not know who that person is. We've linked to Anthony Brown and other players, but that remains to be seen. But this is the question that we need to ask.
Yep.
Yeah. So backup quarterbacks withstanding.
I'll take Tannehill.
Okay. God bless Tannehill. Okay. So let me ask this question to y'all. Everybody in the comments. Are we ready to say that we have I wouldn't say the worst wide receiving room, but top 5 worst wide receiving rooms in the league? Are we ready to say that? I'm just asking, are y'all ready to say that, Matt?
I'm not ready to say that. I mean, I guess it's the homer. I guess it's the homer in me because I mean, at the end of the day,
name the player.
We have players that are solid. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's no clear-cut superstar. There's not a household name on our receiving core, but I can't say that we're the worst because of that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't.
Real quick, Sean, you late. You can watch the playback. We talked about Trey Lance. Everybody agreed that Trey Lance is one of the worst quarterbacks of all time. He's worse than Mr. Trubisky. So that's a no, Sean. Shout out to you though. But Matt, so explain why we do not have a top 5 worst wide receiver room. Just explain that. Even in our division, like explain that. Do we? We're definitely worse in our division.
No, the Patriots. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Name the Patriots. Name the starters.
I can't name one of ours.
I think KJ Osborne is the wide receiver.
I can't name one of ours.
KJ.
Like, you making it seem like you just like and Douglas. Douglas is better than Shakir. Facto.
No,
is he?
Yes.
I don't. Pop.
Yes.
I don't think so, man. I think Shakir is going to emerge. Shamir's going to get a ton of targets this year. He's going to emerge as a household name this year. I'm calling it out now. I'm calling it out now.
I agree. He's going to get a ton of targets because there's literally nobody else to get the targets.
You got Kincaid. We got you. We have other people to give the ball to. We got Curtis Samuel. There's people.
I just named 2 other people. Tissue. He's soft as cottonelle tissue. He already hurt, man. He has a history of being hurt, and he's already hurt. Like, no. We can't just laugh at it. He had 1 800-yard season in his entire life, bro. Like, what are we talking? Like, we're just saying things right now.
Quarterbacks. Man, name his quarterbacks.
Oh my God!
You can probably name 6 of them in his short career in Washington and Carolina. You can name a lot of them. Name.
We do realize that you can have bad receivers on good quarterback teams, right? Like that's the thing.
You absolutely can.
We had bad receivers who were terrible last year. Like,
but a good quarter, you've seen it in a lot of wide receivers' career, a lot of wide receiver rooms' career. Look at somebody you just named, Pat Mahomes. Besides the year that they had Tyreek Hill, they have had arguably the nobodies of the receiving corps in the NFL.
And they were terrible. All of them were bad. Like,
he elevated them. That's what I'm saying. Josh can do the same thing for this
because
group.
Pat Mahomes is amazing. But like all the receivers were still bad, but they had Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is 10 times better than Dalton Kincaid. And please don't tell me.
No, he is. He is.
Like,
I'm 100%.
Let's not even do that. Like Travis Kelce is otherworldly. Like he's a legitimately Hall of Famer. Like they still had a Hall of Fame
first ballot
catcher. Like MVS was bad last year. And he's even worse this year.
Yes, and I said that he's going to get cut before he even got hurt. So he was not making my 53.
Our starting wide receivers is good. I like the Keon Coleman,
bottom 5.
Samuel,
bottom 5
Shakur, combination. I think that's fine.
We got to talk about us being bottom 5 though. Let's talk about that. We're not bottom 5.
I don't think we're bottom 5. No. I mean, I think like teams like the Patriots out there, teams like the Chargers out there. It's teams with terrible wide receiver rooms, and I don't think we're one of them terrible wide receiver rooms. We're not there. We're just not there.
Fifth,
so,
bro, like we legit fifth.
I like Shakir. I like Curtis Samuel. I like Keon. Keon is go get it. And if we put Kincaid and Dawson Knox in the whole mix of it, they're my 2 good pass catching tight ends. So I can't agree with you there, sir. Now, are we elite? Losing Diggs puts us all the way down to the middle of the pack for sure. We're not a top 5 or 10 or not like that. We in the middle. We 15, 16, 17, 18 in that area, but we're not bottom 5. No.
I think y'all are delusional. Like honestly, like it's amazing to me because y'all like say it and let's answer these questions. Let's just answer this. All right. We can all agree that Devontae Adams is better than every receiver we have on our team by far, not even close. Like we're not like it's not a question. Can we all agree on that point, right?
All right.
Yeah, better receiving core. Yeah. Okay. How about the Denver Broncos? Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick. No.
Come on, bro.
No.
No,
I'm not going.
That's one. No.
Okay. So the Chargers and the Broncos. Okay, we're over them. We can all agree that Tennessee Titans, right? Like Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins are 10 times better than the receivers we have. That's okay, fact, right? You all agree on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what about the Jaguars? Christian Kirk,
Gabe Davis.
I think we're right up there. Apples to apples.
Apples to apples. There we go. All right, Indianapolis Colts.
I think we're better.
They got
Michael Pittman is better than every receiver we have on our team.
Michael Pittman's
that's just a fact.
But we're talking as a whole. We're talking as a whole.
I'll take Michael Pittman over the field. The whole thing.
Okay.
And they had Josh Downs. Josh Downs hurt, but they still had Josh Downs. He's better than every.
Shakur is good as Josh Downs.
That's a matter of opinion. Houston Texans, that's out of question. Cleveland Browns, that's out of question. Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't think that's a question.
What? Are you nuts? Who? Because George Pickens?
George Pickens
is better than every receiver we have on our team. We know that.
Their receiver room was terrible.
Matter of opinion.
They're terrible.
Cincinnati Bengals, not close. Yeah. Baltimore Ravens, not close. Jets, not close. Miami Dolphins, not close. Right, bottom 5, as I said. That's
what?
Bottom 5.
No.
You just named 5 teams that were better than. We can name 5 teams that were better than that.
No, we tied with the Indianapolis Colts. I'm just saying, bro. We're in that
Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver room is not better.
At the end of the day, though, you gotta have the Josh factor though to elevate everybody. You gotta have the Josh factor to elevate the room. You have to.
Josh Allen makes our team better. Our wide receivers suck. Like they're not like they just suck.
Josh
They're
Allen
gonna
makes our
passes.
team better.
They're not
Who
gonna
is
hit.
the
They're not gonna have Chris Brown.
direct group that he affects is the wide receivers.
All
He's
right.
the direct
Yeah.
group that really determines whether they do well or not.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Listen. What I'm saying is that our talent at the wide receiver position is bottom 5. That's all I'm saying, and it bears out to be true, irregardless of the quarterback we have. That's just facts. That's all I'm saying.
Now, but when you say wide receiver room, are we including tight ends in that or no?
No, you're not a wide receiver, bro.
I mean,
I'm just saying that.
in today's NFL,
You gotta throw it in there. Kincaid is a bit. Kincaid is a. You gotta throw it in there.
Like,
you got to.
I pray
You have
Kincaid's going to be a top 3 tight end this year, and we're not going to give him any. We're not going to give him any love with that.
Matt, I have a clip 2 years ago where you said that Dawson Knox was going to be a top 5 tight end. That never bared out.
Kincaid's better than him. I'll tell you that.
Fantasy tight end, not a top 5
Kincaid
tight
is
end.
better than Dawson Knox. Can you agree to that, Sam?
Absolutely.
Okay, then.
It bears out. I can't like the facts are the facts. Dawson Knox is just shout out to yes, his brother died. Yes, we are sympathetic to that fact. I don't know why you had to say that, Tara, but yes, we are sympathetic to that. But listen, that withstanding, life is life. He didn't play well. That's all I have to say. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. We're not necessarily going to be on here long because it is preseason. We're gearing up for the season. We're gearing up for Matt's 53-man roster. We're going to come out with that. So please be on the lookout for that. We're going to have a big show next week.
We got pick the teams.
We're going to have all of our predictions. Listen, all of those things. And I want everybody in the comments. I want everybody on the show, everybody on the playback. I want you to have your predictions ready at the time of the show, not after. We don't want no cheating. We don't want no extra analysis. But at the time of the show, I want everybody to put in their analysis on their 53-man roster when Matt gives it. And then I want everybody to have their predictions on what the Bills are going to do. Y'all know how I feel about the Bills going in. Y'all can feel my aura. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just see. So, let's move to this. We're about to go off the show. Let's move to this. We're about to go off the show. As it stands right now in these 2 preseason games and moving forward, let me ask you all this. We asked this question. I'm going to ask it again probably before the season starts. Are we looking at a specific position, whether it be because of injuries or whether it be because we're just bad at the position, where we honestly need to look at it and see if we need to go in a different direction, a la whether that be a free agent out there or if that would be something to trade for, mortgaging the future for the right now, since we are, in y'all estimation, a win-now team. Rad, how do you feel about that? Is there a positional need where we need to say, yo, let's go get a player, y'all? Like, honestly, what are we doing?
I mean, obviously, I don't really want to say this because you don't say they're a bottom 5 group, but I don't think they're a bottom 5. But I would like to get a bona fide one at the receiver position. I wouldn't be anti that. I wouldn't be like, obviously, I don't think going to get T. Higgins, Ayuk, yeah, probably. But I mean, I don't know if we can. I don't know. Ayuk, T. Higgins, those guys obviously dream made of heaven. I don't care. Get anyone. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
third and Douglas.
Who?
A 3rd round and Douglas.
Who's Douglas?
Cornerback.
Rasul, you'd give up our
cornerback. Oh,
yeah, the cornerback. Douglas.
Receiver.
Douglas. Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
They want that. They want a player back. They want a player back in the pick. They want a player back in the pick.
Ayuk?
Yeah, that's what they said. They want a player back. Yes, they want a player back.
We're not even talking to them. They talking to Pittsburgh right now.
What I'm saying is we have depth at the cornerback position, do we not?
We do. But we
talked about that.
We don't have the $30 million cap that these guys want to command. That's what we don't have.
Listen, I'm always at a position of make Pagula pay. I want him to spend every dollar he has in his pocket. In my opinion, that's
I agree.
But even like a Cortland Sutton type, something like that. Somebody like an alpha, a clear number one who's demand.
Cortland Sutton is not an alpha rat. He's proven that over his illustrious career.
He's alpha. He's a number one, I think. But I'm
what?
Just saying
number one bad receiver. Like we gotta stop doing that too. We gotta stop wanting bad players.
7-8 touchdowns.
We have to stop wanting bad players on our teams. Like we can
somebody to
good
help the
players,
room.
dog.
That's clearly the number one that been there, done that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
So I'm okay with
My
that.
head hurt.
But ultimately, I think this is gonna be Josh's best season. I think this is gonna be his best chance to win MVP. So I think this is Josh's offense. This is Josh's offense.
Because we're so bad.
500 yards on the ground. I think 4,000 yards through the air. 30 plus touchdowns. You know what I mean? I think Josh's gonna have a great year. Anything that offense do is gonna be because of Josh. It's that simple. Clearly, if we a bottom 5 offense, if we win 10, 11 games, he got to win MVP, right? According to you, Sam, he has to.
Matt, anybody we need to go get?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to be against going to get another wide receiver in this group. I mean, obviously, I do think that they'll be fine, but you want to have another guy who's a proven guy. We have a lot of guys that are not proven at this point in time. You got guys that are making a couple weeks splash in fantasy guys. Obviously, Shakir just kind of made that splash late in the season, but we got a Mac Hollins, who was a couple week guy, Curtis Samuel, a couple week guy. So Keon Coleman is a remain to be seen. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to getting a wide receiver, but also too, I would like to possibly, look into a tackle of the future. Obviously, we gotta protect our number one asset, Spencer Brown. He's been up and down. He's been up and down.
He's a bad player. He's a bad
Dawkins
player. We can
is,
say
a
we can
proven
say
Pro Bowler. Spencer hasn't been giving me the warm and fuzzy feeling over there. So obviously we want to protect Josh. I said it time and time again, Josh does bail out a lot of our bad line play with how athletic he is and how he is able to escape a lot of danger. We definitely wouldn't be opposed to bolstering that unit either.
I think our number one priority is our offensive line. I think Spencer Brown has shown himself to be a pretty putrid player. Like he has a hard time doing anything. In my humble opinion,
putrid is a crazy word for that.
I mean, he's a bad player. I think that his hands are just not good. His feet is not good. He's slow. He doesn't get out on his blocks at all.
This is third year.
Yeah, I think we see it. He causes a lot of issues on our line time and time again, and it just infuses a bad kind of aura even with a second year player. You know what I'm saying? In Osiris. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like it, and I think we need to address that position. I think we should address it in the draft. We did not. I think we should have brought somebody in.
But it's hard to have.
He's a bad player.
High end players on each position on the O line.
I'm not saying high end, but just better than
most
him.
3, like 2 and most 3.
But we can get somebody who's better than him. He's just not good. He's like Cody Ford level almost. He's like it's just bad plays happen when he's out there. I don't know. Whatever. Listen,
shout out. Dawson Knox got to help Chip, man.
Yeah,
Dawson Knox in there.
Listen, he's at a prime position. All I'm saying is he's at a prime position, and Spencer Brown, he shows up short all the time. To be so big, he plays short in stature, short in movement. He's very robotic. I don't want to get into offensive line play. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like we need to address that. That's something that we need to do immediately. And my issue is, this is my issue. I know they see it. Players are talking about this. I'm not making it again. Y'all know I don't make this stuff up. I'm hearing it firsthand. This is not secondhand. This is not barbershop talk. This is legitimately firsthand stuff I'm hearing. He's a problem in the locker room. They look at him like, yo, he's bad. I'm just keep. All right, listen.
I'll say this. I mean, for me, I trust Bean, and if Bean try to improve every position, and if he could, he would. Right? If he could, he would. If he got a better option, he gonna bring people in to do. Bean he's a great GM. Is he not a top 5 GM? If we using numbers and hyperboles, is he not a top 5 GM through every year? What he does is positions he makes. The draft picks he has, people, the backups that even the backups is good. So I think he gonna figure it out. O-line and the O-line is definitely a problem. We gotta figure it out.
Listen, I'm not the reason, y'all. The reason is the reason. The reason is the reason. I just highlight the reason. I want to bring what's being talked about in the locker room to the fans. I want everybody to be abreast on what's going on. And I want us as a
Swanson
Bills
watching
fan.
the DNC, man. Don't watch that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue.
Don't even do
But
that.
listen, shout out. Listen,
Right.
shout out to We Think It's a Sports Show. If y'all want to go hear another podcast on the DNC and the RNC and all those C's, shout out to that. But listen. I want us to be realistic about our football team. And I think that we're really venturing off into like dangerous territory, because it was a point a couple years ago where we were really good, so we can be delusional when we talk about our team. But we're getting to a point where we're like, we don't have the talent like we used to, y'all.
So you think this is a blow up year? You think
honest.
this is a blow up year? Everything getting blown up after the year. The bomb about to drop.
All I'm gonna say is, let me say this. Listen,
like McDermott not gonna be our coach next year.
Stay
That's
tuned.
what you're saying. That's what you're talking like.
Stay tuned for the entire year. I have a lot of things to say. Y'all got anything else to say on this show? Anything else? All right, shout out to everybody in the comments. Listen, like I said, I need everybody to be on here. We may even have a guest on the show. We're gonna have our 53-man roster. We want to talk about the 53-man roster next week. We're gonna talk about our predictions. So if you want to be a guest on that show, hit us up in the comments. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those things, and let us know that you want to be a guest. And we may pick somebody to be a guest on that show. All right. So listen, we want y'all to do that. Shout out to everybody out here. OverdueBillsPod.com. Go on the website, get some merch. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up. We appreciate y'all. And y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
Von
Only
Slater.
Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's
Throw
see
your
why
hands
the
up and
Buffalo
down.
Bills
Throw
are
your
en route to the
head back and
playoffs.
down. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl.